Welcome to the Green Hat Local SEO Podcast, where Kyle Sabra delivers hard-hitting, actionable tips and strategies to help business owners dominate their local market and crush the competition. Kyle's no-holds-barred approach cuts through the noise of traditional SEO, focusing on battle-tested tactics that deliver real results. He's here to arm you with the tools you need to skyrocket your rankings, generate more leads, and grow your business online. If you're tired of hearing the same old SEO nonsense and want to learn the truth, this is the podcast for you. Get ready to put on your green hats and learn SEO secrets the other guys can't handle. Now, here's your host, Kyle Sabra.
Hi, this is Kyle Sabra from the Green Hat Local SEO Podcast, and in this episode I want to go over and expand on what I talked about in the last episode, which is the concept of building out your brand, and specifically building out your brand's knowledge graph for better local SEO rankings, better map rankings. So in the past episode, what I talked about is these people who got hit with a spam penalty because they were doing all this white hat bullshit and just writing about every single keyword that could potentially be related to whatever their core service was, whether it's plumbing or roofing or I've seen this for vets. And then what happens is they spend all this time learning about semantic SEO, following one of these dickhead gurus, and spending 10 G's to join the community, and writing about, spending thousands and thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars on content, only to be smacked in these spam penalties because they wrote so much content that it pulled them away from their core services, and Google didn't know what to do with their site, so it demoted the site. Google didn't have any information about their business or their brand at all, so it demoted them on Google Maps, and frankly, these guys are not going to be recovering that anytime soon because they went from being a local service provider to being an informational website, and they just completely fucked themselves. And listen to the wrong dickhead gurus. So what does it mean to build a brand? Like, if these people would have just focused on building a brand rather than trying to do SEO and write all these blog posts targeting keywords, they would have done a hell of a lot better, and they would have spent a tenth of the budget that they would have hiring these writers to write just great content that's human focused. So building a brand for SEO, what does that mean? Well, it's exactly what you would think of it if this was offline and in the real physical world. When you are thinking of a business, what do you think of, right? Let's say you're thinking about fast food, right? You're thinking about McDonald's with the golden arches. You're thinking about In-N-Out with that arrow and their double-doubles, right? You're thinking about Subway or Jersey Mike's or something, right? But really what you're thinking about is the brand that is these businesses, right? That's why they spend so much on things like logos and figuring out who their ideal client is, figuring out where they sit in the market, figuring out what kind of message appeals to which people, and why they just stick on those messages and hammer those messages. And then they have a very distinct logo. They have different sorts of advertising, whether it's on TV, whether it's on podcasts or the radio or billboards. They are building out their brand, right? McDonald's is known for this specific segment of the market. Subway is known for this specific segment of the market. This even applies to things like sports. The Dodgers have a specific brand, the Yankees have a specific brand, Lakers have a specific brand. And this is really one of the core things of marketing your business is calling out, this is who I am. You will know me, when you see these colors or this logo, and I have this tribe of people and I serve these people, right? And even if we don't think about it consciously, subconsciously, we do notice these things, right? Like I said, if you see golden arches, then you're going to know that's McDonald's. Like, the Coca-Cola logo is one of the most recognized things in the world, right? And this is all branding. And this is exactly what Google wants to see as well, right? There's even certain parts of the country, like I've spent time down in the South, like in Mississippi, Tennessee, stuff like that, and you didn't go to a restaurant and order a soda, right, or a soft drink. They actually what kind of Coke that you wanted, right? And it would be a Coke every single time, right? But that is branding. It's people knowing who you are and people knowing what you serve, what you do, and also people asking for you and your brand specifically. And this is the exact thing that Google wants to see. So if you want to be safe from all these updates that are happening, right? If you want to protect yourself against all these drops that seem to be happening every single quarter with these more frequent Google updates, and you want to rank higher than your competitors, then you need to work on your brand and you need to get all of that information into Google's knowledge graph, which means that you need to specifically tell Google who you are, what you serve, and what areas you serve it in, and why you are better than the other guys. So with local SEO, with SEO really as a whole, but local SEO specifically, there isn't a whole lot of, unfortunately, there isn't a whole lot of emphasis being placed on traditional marketing. Somebody thinks they can just spin up a website, spin up a GBP, get some content written, buy some citations, and they should be ranking. And that's really isn't how it's been for 2 or 3 years now. Google really is moving towards ranking brands rather than ranking websites or GBPs or pages. So building out your brand is pretty easy, and I think a lot of people just really overcomplicate it way more than it needs to be. So what is a brand? If you think about it, what are these big brands doing? Like I said, they're being seen everywhere, whether it's on TV, whether it's on radio, podcasts, they're sponsoring sports events. Now, obviously, most people aren't going to be able to sponsor sporting events or pay for TV commercials. But radio commercials are actually a lot cheaper than you would think. We had the previous agency I worked with, we had a multi-location hearing aid store who was killing it with radio, right? They had all these jingles and stuff, and the irony was not lost on me that they're advertising hearing aids on the radio. But people would search for them by name. And that's huge. That is exactly what Google wants to see, is people specifically searching for a brand, right? That is one of the biggest ranking signals. Another thing that I've done in the past too that I think a lot of home service businesses get right without really knowing it is door hangers. So if you can put door hangers or drop your card off with a homeowner that has your logo, has your name on there, and says what you do, people are going to Google that to find out more about you, right? That's building a brand. That is people specifically searching for you, and that is what Google wants to see. Another thing that I've done is just paid college kids $50 in a case of beer to go and write our client's name in a piece of chalk, like in high traffic areas. Like for home renovations, search yada yada home renovators in Oakland, right? And seeing those searches for that brand goes a long way to Google trusting your website and your GBP, and goes a long way towards protecting yourselves from all these Google updates that are happening more frequently and kind of randomly. And honestly, I think Google has just fucking completely lost control of their machine learning, and the nerds at Google are just in their mom's basement frantically trying to duct tape stuff and put gun places and tie shit up over here because they have no fucking clue what's going on, because the best and brightest not going to Google anymore, let's be honest. They're all going to OpenAI, and they're going to Anthropic, and they're going to all these other new trendy AI companies. But the other thing too is a lot of these big brands, and Google wants to see this, are active on social media. And it's really not hard to do this. Just post on your Instagram a couple times a week. Post on your Facebook a few times a week. TikTok, maybe, if they don't get banned. But Google loves seeing stuff on Instagram and Facebook. Specifically, they want to see like videos and stuff. And Google is really actually right now heavily A/B testing things on the search results. They're heavily A/B testing Facebook and Instagram posts for the hospitality industry. So if you want to rank for things like Wings Wednesday or Happy Hour near me, or UFC watch party or whatever near me, and you post about that on Facebook, you post an event on Facebook, you post about it on Instagram, and you hashtag that event, and you post about it, an event on your Google business profile, right? Google, I mean, one, Google, it's going to rank in the search results, but two, Google sees that you aren't just some dude trying to rank a website for, to gather leads to go sell somebody else. Google sees that you are actively investing in your social media. You're actively trying to engage with potential customers, potential clients. And Google is going to see that, yes, in fact, you are a brand. Here are the things that you do. Here are the specials that you have. And not only are they on your website, but they're also mentioned on your Facebook page, and they're mentioned on your Instagram, they're mentioned on your YouTube channel and your Google business profile, right? So the more information that you can give Google about your brand and who you are and what you do, the more Google's going to trust you. Another thing too is if you look at a lot of these bigger companies, you will know exactly who owns them, who runs them, and what their qualifications are. And here's where a lot of local businesses also fail on their branding and their trust signals, right? Think about it. If you are inviting somebody to your home to clean your carpets, to fix your roof, to add an addition, to renovate your bathroom, to reseal your driveway, you want to know who you're working with and who they are, right? So you're going to go to the website, you're going to click around trying to figure out who these people are, what makes them the best, and what qualifications they have. And I'm willing to bet that 60-70% of the websites out there don't even mention who their owners are, right? And this is another thing that Google looks at when trying to figure out who your brand is who are the people behind the brand. So if if you've been in business for 10 years, you've got 15 years of experience or whatever, then mention that. Create a specific page for yourself. Create a bio page so Google knows that, hey, this person owns this company. These are their qualifications. They offer these services in this city. Oh, and I can verify that because they're posting on their social media about these same services. And all these things together, you're building out your brand knowledge graph. You're adding in all this information for Google to really understand who you are, what services you offer, where you offer the services, and why Google should rank you in Google Maps and in Google organic searches. And that is how you do SEO in 2025 now. You build out your brand. And mark my words, the websites, the businesses that aren't working on their branding, that aren't working on telling Google who they are rather than just what they do and where they do it, these are the sites, these are the GBPs, these are the businesses that are going to see the biggest drops in 2025. And they're the ones who are either going to fail because they're not being seen anywhere, or they're going to be spending 5, 6, 7 times as much trying to buy ads rather than letting their website and their GBP do all the hard work for them. So it's no longer about seeing how many blog posts you can write about some stupid ass topic. It's about, are you building a brand? Are you figuring out who your core audience is? Are you speaking to that? Are you showing Google why you're an expert? Are you showing Google via social media what you do? Are you showing users via social media what you're going to do? Are you transferring users from your social media to your website? And this is how you do SEO in 2025. This is building out your brand. And if you're not doing this, then you're fucked and you should just quit right now. So again, my name is Kyle Sabra from Green Hat Local SEO. If you want more tips like this, and check us out atghls.io. Check out our Facebook group. It's the Green Hat Local SEO Facebook group, and I will talk to you later.